A state of emergency is set to be in effect as of today, due to an emerging threat that targets politicians and key officials. However, no curfew has been recommended to restrict movement. More details of this story is still emerging and more details will be released soon. The body of a missing woman was found dismembered and stuffed into a suitcase, wrapped in plastic and dumped into a pond. The body has been identified as 22-year-old Candace Noi, who was reported missing earlier this month. This is truly a horrible act, and 2025 is turning out to be a year very unsafe for women. Even with the change in governance, I must ask, what has really changed? Is it us as a country that has turned away from God and gone down a wrong path? I just don't know. Condolences goes out to the family.
The Minister of Homeland Security, Roger Alexander, says in the coming weeks, expect a more visible plan to fight crime. Under the UNC-led government, 80+ murders have been recorded so far. As the minister admits, crime usually increases during the August vacation. He also stated that the campaign promises to tackle crime is still on course. Honestly, we do have weeks. Crime is happening now. When you all sold us these promises, you all sold it as a plan already strategized. And yes, nothing happens overnight, but more needs to be done. Your salary do not have to wait when the month comes. So why us, as the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, have to wait? Especially when the last government promised us the same rhetoric as well. You go let me know what you all think.
A 45-year-old woman was kidnapped in front of her husband and son in Balsain. Janky Karim and her family were ambushed by 3 armed masked men and forced into their vehicle. Her husband was robbed of his phone, cash, and the family's Toyota Hilux. The vehicle has since been recovered. However, police are still searching for the missing mother.
A video has gone viral on social media showing maggots on the table of the Asylum Bar and Lounge, located on Arapita Avenue. On the video, several maggots can be seen crawling on the table. However, the bar and lounge insisted that the maggots did not originate at their establishment. Despite the maggots, the patrons were still required to pay their bill. Now this is just nastiness. Maggots crawling on the table where people had their food, and you all still had the gall to ask the people to pay their bill? That shows bad customer service on top of all their nastiness. This situation could have been dealt with a lot better than this, but in the video it showed that you all wanted to be wrong and strong. So who in their right mind going and eat at all your establishment again? I really hope all you get all your act together, because this in it. This is just nastiness. Y'all go let me know what y'all think about this story, and are y'all going to ever eat at a Cillian Bar and Lounge ever again after this video? Y'all go let me know.
The government is set to make it mandatory for all citizens to walk with a form of ID at all times. This will help police to enforce the proposed changes concerning the new legal age limit to consume alcohol, marijuana, and to gamble. The Minister of Homeland Security, Roger Alexander, says the new laws will be enforced by the police. This is totally dumb. There must be an easier way to enforce these new laws than inconveniencing everyone. So you're telling me, if I go into the parlor to buy a snack, or I go into the savannah to kick ball, I have to walk with my ID? Why doesn't this just apply to people who want to enter an establishment that sells alcohol or permits gambling? Trinidad and Tobago is not a police state, and this is just another way for police to harass the poor citizens of this country. All you go let me know what you all think.
The PNM is declaring a war against the UNC government for the firing of thousands of workers, which they say has left parents under financial stress. The opposition leader, Penelope Beckles, has accused the government of creating hardship for families as they no longer have the income to provide school supplies. For somebody named Penny, you're not making any sense. Do you know what is a declaration of war? Whoever is advising you, Penelope, I really hope you fire them, because they do have your best interest at heart. Because when the PNM did the same by closing down Petrotrin, you were very quiet. But now you want to declare war for 10,000 workers, and 6,000 of them may be ghosts. The fact that you're willing to fight any fight, no matter how foolish it looks, I really can't see you being opposition leader for too long. I'm being honest. All you go let me know what you all think.
Minister of Homeland Security Roger Alexander says that the police service must embrace technology as a key tool to tackle crime. He says in order to impact, police officers must be visible, and the Trinidad and Tobago National Operations Center is underutilized and needs to be revitalized. He says a man that does not see technology in policing is not ready to be a police officer. Look at you, proving to Trinidad and Tobago that you're not just big and stupid, by telling us the obvious. It's very funny that someone who was a police officer just a few months ago was against technology like body cameras, but now is singing the praises of it. And this is why Trinidad and Tobago is in the situation we are in. This technology is not new. This technology has been out for years, decades even. But it's been moving on a snail back in Trinidad and Tobago. Why? It's not a new thought that police officers need to be visible and not in the station taking AC. This is not a new thought. Many national security ministers have come out to the public and said this before. Still, nothing has happened. Y'all go let me know what y'all think about this story. To me, it's so funny that people become ministers and become Captain Obvious all of a sudden. Y'all go let me know what y'all think. Alright, so let me pick the perfect wife. Traditional homemaker, we put at 6. A social butterfly wife, we put at 8. A adventurous wife. How adventurous you want your wife to be? Put at 7. A career wife. And we put at 5. A dominant wife, 10. A supportive wife, put that at 2. A romantic wife, you can't get better than a romantic partner. We put at 3. A whole life wife, we put at 4. A hot wife, we put at 1. A spender wife, yeah, of course, 9. That looking good, man. That looking good. Can't get better than that. That is woman.